Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, High Evolutionary's deep dive is out, as well as his prestige, and well, surprise surprise, just when I thought we're done, Kabam releases a top prestige champion in the game, so he's going to be the highest prestige champ. In addition to the fact that he is a 5 out of 5 defender, I swear to god man, these new champions are just... So we get a 5 out of 5 defender. Now, he's science defender, which I do think we kind of needed. But I still think it's way too many defenders in fairly short amount of time, for me personally. Regardless, we're going to take a look at his abilities, break them down, and I'm going to explain exactly what I like and I don't like about his build. So first off, we can see that he's going to have access to Wither, to Exhaustions, massive slow, and his specials. There's a new type of debuff, which is Devolve debuff, that's effectively reducing all your stats. And yeah, he's gonna have combat detonations, kind of like Cassie, where when she activates level 1, you need to hit her 14 times in order to remove them. His one is set at 16, and that is going to be a fairly troublesome affair, because he has auto block when you repeat the same basic attack twice. So it is going to be a very nasty defender, for sure. I do think he will have counters, but I think in between the inequities and everything else, I think we're looking for a very, very fun time here. And obviously reverse controls. We cannot forget the reverse controls. But the entire point, his rotations is level 2, level 1, level 1. So you want to, build up to your level 2, throw it, activate that evolutionary field, and then spam your level 1s to detonate your combat detonations and inflict damage. In longer fights, it's just rinse and repeat. So I actually do think he will have his uses offensively as well, for sure. I think he's going to be Photon-esque character, where, primary focus is probably the defense, but there will be some offensive uses too. So that said, let's actually break down his abilities and everything else about him, because he's definitely going to be a champion that we're going to see everywhere. A lot. Him being the highest prestige champion just about guarantees that immediately. And then obviously him being 5 defender also plays a significant role. So as we can see here, inspired by nothing else. Okay, so we're not going to ask about the bio thing. But survivability, 3 out of 5. Damage, 3 out of 5, so not the greatest amount of damage. Ease of use, 2. Utility, 3 out of 3.5. Defender strength, 5.5. Most of High Evolutionary's damage comes from his combo detonation, but to maximize this effect, he needs to allow the combo detonation to expand naturally during Special 1, while the opponent is inside his evolutionary field, which is activated by his Special 2. In order to inflict combo detonation, High Evolutionary needs to gain combo detonation charges by inflicting debuffs on the opponent, which he does with strikes and well-timed blocks. Also, when you parry him, you also, build those charges on him as a defender. While gaining charges, work your way to 2 bars. Well, that's effectively the summary there. So champion offensive summary. Well-timed block often to inflict combo detonation faster. Special 2 or 3 to activate High Evolutionary field. Keep opponent or the High Evolutionary inside the field as much as you can. When the combo detonation is close to expire naturally, activate level 1. And that will reapply. As long as Evolutionary field remains active, continue using level 1 to maximize combo detonation damage. Defender summary. There's quite a few points. High Evolutionary is immune to neutralize, rupture, and buffs granted by the opponent. The same basic attack twice in a row against High Evolutionary grants him auto block. High Evolutionary inflicts severe Wither debuff when he's well-timed blocked, so you do not ever want to be parrying him. After inflicting a certain number of debuffs, High Evolutionary inflicts combo detonation. Increasing your combo meter as fast as you can will remove the combo detonation, but beware his auto blocks. Special 1 is a slow attack, making it harder to remove combo detonation. Special 2 and 3 place evolutionary field. There you go. So, let's break his abilities down properly. Evolved Physiology, always active. High Evolutionary is immune to buffs granted by opponent, immune to neutralize and rupture. High Evolutionary's combat power rate can only be reduced by skilled champions. While the opponent is suffering from personal debuff, they lose and cannot gain undermined or true sense effects. So Undermine in true sense is not going to help you against his auto block, which again is significant because you want to increase your combo meter fast, which you cannot do if his auto block is active because you need to alternate your basic attacks. So when blocked or when blocking an attack, 25% chance to inflict a 10% severe wither debuff for 15 seconds, 100% chance on well-timed blocks and auto blocks. Max stacks 10. Basic hits have a 25% chance to inflict exhaustion debuff for 15 seconds, max stacks 10. Evolutionary exoskeleton auto block. When the high evolutionary would be struck with the same basic attack twice in a row, he removes any stuns and gains 100% auto block passive, lasting until he's attacked 3 more times. Once it ends, this auto block is disabled and cannot be gained until high evolutionary is struck 18 times by basic attacks. As defender, each personal debuff on the opponent when auto block ends reduces this count by 1 to a minimum of 5. This auto block does not count as a well-timed block, but resists block breaks from heavy attacks and cannot be prevented by ability accuracy reduction. So, for instance, crossbones will not work there, to bypass the auto block, which is always a fantastic thing. So, Black Cat, crossbones, things like that do not really work there for that. It's great. And True Sense and Undermine also doesn't work. And this is like the one big issue I have with Kabam creating these champions, where they designed the new defenders that specifically ignore the mechanics in the game that are meant to be used to bypass them. They started doing that, I think, largely with Penny, but they have been very, very bad with that. They create evades that cannot be stopped by most of their weight counters. They create auto blocks that cannot be stopped for Undermine that's specifically designed in order to stop auto block. And it just feels dirty. It genuinely feels like Kabam's using cheat code to make your life worse. Because if you want to make a tough defender, make a tough defender. But these days they're always like, oh, let's give this guy unblockable special attacks that you cannot dex and massive amount of, block penetration. Ta-da! Oh, this is like cheap tactics. This is loser tactics. This is what you do when you can't do anything good. This is when you are lazy, unimaginative, and when you have kind of backed yourself in a corner. This is, as far as I'm concerned, a designer admitting they're unable to make anything interesting properly. That's why they're just going to change the rulebook. This is the type of shit that one kid at the playground always did when they lost a game. When they always started making up new rules mid-game. Like when you were playing tag and then all of a sudden it doesn't count because, I was on a bench and that is a safe place. And we all know that dickhead. We all know that one dickhead who consistently made up new rules just so they wouldn't lose. This is Kabam version of it. You want to create new defenders that are tough to beat. Fine, fair, this game needs defenders. But they can't do it in any decent, meaningful way. So just use the cheapest, most bullshit mechanics and changing the rules mid-game where all of a sudden Undermine doesn't work. Ability accuracy doesn't work on auto block. Nothing works. Dicks. Okay, let's move on. Combo detonation. Well, combo detonation is not active when striking or when struck with basic attacks, gain 1 combo detonation charge. When the high evolutionary would inflict a personal debuff, gain 5 charges. When the opponent gains bar power, consume 50 charges for 150% chance to inflict a 16-hit combo detonation passive for 18 seconds. Unblockable hits from non-skill champions do not count towards this combo detonation. That is another bullshit mode. So basically they make an auto block that you cannot, bypass with a portion of the abilities in the game. And then they're also saying okay, you know what would be very good against auto block? Unblockable, but it will not count unless you're using skill champions. Just bullshit. This again reeks of a desperation kind of thing where they just suck. The defender damage scales are based only, sure. As an attacker, combo detonation is paused during the opponent's special attacks, but as a defender, it only paused during High Evolutionary's own special attack too. Because of course, again. Combo detonation is as simple as it sounds. If you increase combo fast enough, it's not a problem. However, high evolutionary auto block may get in your way, so you need to always play around with auto block or you will get damaged by combo detonation. Additionally, his special 1 animation is on the longer side, and as a defender, combo detonation is not paused during his special attack, meaning if he never releases that special while combo detonation is up, odds are that you won't have enough time to increase your combo fast enough to avoid the damage. Great. That sounds fantastic. Right, Evolutionary Field, Special 2 and Special 3. Evolutionary Field is area effect special placed in stage by the High Evolutionary around the opponent for 12 seconds. The expiration rate decreases by 75% while either champion's inside it. When the opponent enters the field, they are inflicted with an indefinite devolve debuff. And again, devolve debuff reduces their crit resistance, attack, crit rating, armor and stuff like that. But it's not super potent. It's like 1.6%, and at max stacks it's 10, so it's only 16% max reduction. While the opponent is inside of the field, all personal debuffs are paused. Additionally, while suffering from non-damaging debuff, they suffer reverse control passive, because of course we need reverse controls. While the High Evolutionary is inside the field, all attacks deal a burst of 35% of the damage dealt as direct damage. While either champion's inside the field during High Evolutionary's special 1, he gains extra attack rating and potency of his combo detonation increased by 4.5% per debuff on the opponent up to max of 25. Fair enough. So special attacks, while the opponent's inside of the evolutionary field, they are not pushed back when struck by special attack, and hits are passively slowed for the duration of special. So he has passive slow and special attacks basically, whilst they are in the field. Special 1, High Tech Beatdown. An activation inflict 5 personal severe wither debuffs, fair enough. As an attacker, the final hit immediately expires the High Evolutionary's combo detonation, but if it expires naturally during this special while the opponent is inside the field, it re-inflicts itself. Right. Special attack 2, 0.2 seconds after activation, place Evolutionary Field. If the personal auto block is disabled due to the activation, disabled due to activation, it becomes enabled. Okay, fine. Special attack 3, Peak Science. On activation, inflict 5 personal severe wither debuffs and place Evolutionary Field, so you don't really want to do that much, really. Signature ability, Master of Evolution, and this is some majestic stuff here as well. At the end of the fight against High Evolutionary, each debuff on the opponent becomes a crossfight 1.6 devolve debuff. These crossfight debuffs carry over to the next 3 fights, max stacks 10. Yikes. Each debuff on the opponent reduces their regeneration rate by 20% up to max of 100%. This effect replaces Despair Mastery, and it is granted to the opponent of a champion suffering from the crossfight devolve debuff. So if you're losing at High Evolutionary and enter with the next champion in that fight again, you have no healing. Potency of the burst of damage granted by the High Evolutionary field are increased by 100%, and this is obviously significant increase in damage offensively, so you do want to get him awakened for sure. Also, when inflicting a devolve debuff, 100% chance to gain an indefinite 1.6 Aspect of Evolution passive, max stacks 10. Aspect of Evolution passive is the opposite. It increases your attack, crit rating, crit chance, armor, crit resistance, all that stuff. So yeah, you do want to have him awakened for sure. Especially for offensive use, I'd say. But there you go. So now synergy bonuses. Is there anything interesting? Evolution is started fight, inflict 5 devolve debuffs. That's kind of helpful. 3 instability. That actually is kind of helpful as well for Skull Twitch. Quicksilver, not that much. When the opponent activates special attack inside the evolution field, all personal. Okay. That's again kind of nice against for Rocket, to be honest. Decent. Personal wither potency is increased by 25%. Whatever, Spider-Woman, power things gain. Okay. I mean, that's not. Personal reverse control passive is replaced by 25%. Special concussion passive. Interesting. Okay. So nothing like super crazy. Stat focus relics, inequity, you definitely want to do that. And recommend Balcast relic. Captain America World War II improves High Evolutionary's block proficiency even further, pairing very well with his auto block. So that's going to be a new one. Oh no, now that's an old one. Fair enough. Makes sense. Anyways, that is High Evolutionary. So, again, out of like, I do believe that if Kabam was going to release a new 5v5 defender, which I absolutely hate, and I am so tired of 5v5 defenders being, every month we get like at least one massive defender. I think every month we get 1 to 2 defenders now, like in between the reworks and like exclusive champion release, stuff like that. It's just impossible to keep up. But fine. At least the one good thing is that Science Class was in a need for a defensive champion. So that's like the only bright side there. Them making him highest prestige in the game, I do think is a nasty move as well. Because them making him the highest prestige champion immediately increases his value, immediately increases the amount of people who will be chasing him. It, immediately ensures the fact that everybody is going to rank him in the higher ranks due to the prestige. Him being 5v5 defender kind of like solidifies that everybody's going to... It's going to be like, the new Serpent, new Yelena, for instance, that you're going to see it all over the place. And it's not going to be one of those where people see him and then choose whether they like him or not and then choose to rank him. It's going to be like, you get high evolutionary. If you are a competitive player, you're just going to rank him up immediately. Going to help your prestige. It's going to be, very useful on defense, potentially somewhat useful on attack as well. And yeah, we're going to see him all over the place. And this time around, it just feels like exhausting. I think that's the thing. I'm not like super mad or anything. I'm exhausted, man. I'm genuinely exhausted of what Kabam's doing. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about